curious about this one because we mentioned USF in the poll assassin earlier, and where they were or were not getting respect. They're going to be heading to the Swamp to take on Florida. Now, Florida played one of the worst FCS teams that there are. The Long Island Sharks, bless their hearts. They couldn't really do much. So I don't
Long Island Guppies.
I don't have the most critical Florida analysis was, hey, I know the score looked great, but there's some stuff to clean up. I know the stats look good, but there's some things that we could do better. The least critical Florida analysis was, yes, this is everything we wanted. Natty coming our way. Let's go. What's in the middle? What are we going to get here as South Florida goes to play the Gators?
Was interesting to me. Our friend, listener, Parker Fleming, he always tweets after the week, like the how bad did your team get beat graphic,
right?
Which is just based on success rate. It's like, did you really outperform them or did you get a little lucky? Do you know which team got outperformed the most in a win as far as success rate last week was?
The Bulls.
Yeah, South Florida, which to my eyes, based on what I saw in that game, was very surprising to me. Like, I wouldn't have been shocked if Boise had a higher success rate based on down-to-down stuff, but I was shocked at the gap. So, obviously, the mistakes Boise made really shot them in the foot in that spot. So,
I was going to say, that was when I first saw that too, Tom. I thought what came to my head was finishing drives. I just thought that, USF hit on a couple big plays and Boise did a horrible job finishing drives because in addition to luck or turnovers, a big part that can skew final score to the net success rate. And again, like Parker Fleming, Stats of War on Twitter, good friend, awesome follow. Be sure to check out all of his work. That's another thing too that I always come back to. One reason why down to down you might be better than the scoreboard says is you just, when the field gets small and you need big plays, you just can't punch it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, so I went and I looked it up. South Florida's success rate on offense was 32.8% in that game. That ranks 116th. And to your point, though, they were extremely explosive. They had overall explosive play rate of 17%, which ranked 20th. And a new little one I do called nuclear rate, which just is the amount of 40-yard plus plays that you had, was 5.66%, which ranks 4th nationally. So, they were very boom or bust. I don't think they can rely on that against Florida. I know Florida played on air against Long Island last week, but talent-wise, I feel like the Gators are going to be better than South Florida at pretty much every single spot, even at quarterback, because as good as I think Byron Brown is, I still think DJ Lagway is a better player. So, it's going to be really interesting to see what this Bulls offense is actually capable of doing if they can do the little things instead of just hitting the home runs, because they're going to have to. You can't rely on just hitting 40-yard touchdown after 40-yard touchdown against this Florida defense. Although maybe you can, who knows? It is college football.
I think it was probably, and Chip, you mentioned it, Maddox Matson did hit some big plays, which I think should be very concerning considering you're going against DJ Lagway, who also another one kind of like Jalen Daniels. He loves to hit the big plays, and to see some weapons start to come to the forefront. I mean, a lot was made out of the catch down in Miami, but Vernell Brown's catch was maybe just as impressive the way he did it. Maybe it wasn't in traffic. That's where you give him the edge. But I do think this game will be physical. I think USF's defense was the takeaway for me. I knew about Byron Brown. I know what he's capable of doing. That defense was flying around. I thought in the second half specifically, yeah, you had a little bit more of a one-dimensional team trying to throw the football, but I thought that defense was sort of the story coming away for me for that game. So I think Florida better be ready for a physical game. I talked to Alex Golesh this morning. He's like, hey, I think we're going to have a fourth quarter game on our hands. And the longer you let them hang around, the more their confidence builds. Yours starts to shake a little bit. So we'll see, because they've played really well in these spots before against Miami, against Alabama, at other times throughout the last 3 or 4 years. Those players, a lot of them might have wanted to play at Florida. They play a little chip on their shoulder. This will be a good test for Florida.